Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. Then I can go over here and I can sell these two trailers. Like this. Let's repair them first. There, sell that one. Yes. And repair that one. There, sell that one. Yes. Okay. So I've got both of those sold. Now we go in here and we go to the trailers. Oh, wait a minute. How much was the... That one's 76, that one's 59. I may be able to buy another one of those tractors immediately. I'm not going to do that. Not at the moment. No. Agro liners. This is the one that I want right here. Is 25,000. I can buy two of these. I'm not going to change the standard wide tires. I've got the white... Yeah, I'm not going to change anything. I could go for the color. I'm not going to do that either. We're just going to go with that one right as he is. 25,000 there. Okay. Buy a second one. 25,000 there. Okay. Back. Now, one more thing that I actually need, and that is a front weight. I do have a front weight somewhere in my yard, but it's that little Agco one. 650. I've got another one that's on the front of the Fendt. That's this 1500 Agco. Or I got 2,300 kilo one there. I'm going to go with one of these right here. That main color, I do want to change that case. I think case will match the stayer the closest. So I will buy that one. That's 1,450. Yes, okay. Back out of there, and then I'll go over here, and this really small Agco weight, that's actually back at the yard. Go into the garage, and it's the small Agco weight. It's the only one that I've got. It's 250. It's that 650. I'm going to sell that one. Don't get a lot of money for it, 416 euros, but, you know, it's better than a kick in the teeth, isn't it? And then I can hop on to you. Right. There's our new tractor. 175 horsepower. He's got the same speed that that tractor has over there, but I'm hoping, really hoping, that he's going to be able to cope with pulling these two trailers here. This may be a mistake. I mean, it's an extra 25 horsepower. In theory, we should be able to do this. And the 42,000 litre capacity is going to make a big difference to, like, when we're selling and things like that. And also with this harvest, the speed that these combines do now. That's going to, our biggest challenge right now is going to be keeping up with these combines. That is going to be a considerable challenge. Right, I need to gonna bring you round a little bit sharp there, like that. There we go. That's too much. No, it's not. It does actually hook on there. Just take the brakes off the trailer and manually push it forward on the flat that we've got right here. That should be fine. Okay, let's see how we do. 53 is top speed that I can do here. We're going to be able to test this quite nicely in the run up to the field. So, up the gentle inclines right here. Empty, not really breaking a sweat. We're absolutely fine with that. I'll take the covers back a second there. Right, 53. I'm doing the top speed. I'm really utilizing that top speed that it's got right now. Kind of leaning towards buying a second one of these. Sell the other small tractor, buy a second one of these. And then after that, eventually trade in the other one, 26, 25, 24. Slowing down quite a bit on the hill right here. But he's still not doing too bad. Right. Actually, no, I don't want to take too much out of there. Kind of, yeah, maybe we could get two of these and then we could get another tractor that's got about 250 horsepower. That might actually be a better option for us. So I'm going to pull this one along here and we're just going to unload this combine here. And I'm going to let that one unload. We get right to the end of the row. We'll let that one unload completely. he will now turn round. I've already changed that one over. So that will turn round and then end up going in the other direction. Let's just bring you back a little bit. Like that. I was just thinking, you know, maybe I should mention Fanatical again. I think what I might do is I have that little clip that I do, that I add in at the end of every video. I might sort of start using the clip at the end of the video and just say, you know, you check out Fanatical in the description. Disclaimer: I get money from it, yada yada yada. But maybe that would work. I don't know. Let me know what you think on that. I'd be interested to sort of hear what your views are on me talking about things like that. That is not working quite how I was hoping. You're not working quite how I was hoping either. Oh, that's because you're on standard hired help rather than anything else. You over here, though, you're making a bit of a pig's ear of that. Yes, this is not really going quite according to plan up through here. I think what I need to do is just tidy this up a bit, and I'll end up not having to do it like this. Let me do a tidy run along here a second. Alright, if I manually just take a slice off of this, like that. He's coming back in this direction, and then I bring you over to here. Then what I do is I sort of just bring it out like that, and I'll go to there. Now what I'll do is I go over here like this and switch off AI vehicle extension and have standard hired help working in a straight line, and he should be fine to go most of the way down the field. Should be fine. So now it's going to be interesting to see what this one's like. We won't make any new decisions on additional tractors or anything to do with additional tractors until I have filled up these trailers and driven around with them for a little bit, and then we can make our decision regarding all of the new tractors. Because I have got to run this all the way down to the restaurant, so we'll be able to see what's going on down there. I've always liked that these trailers have got a nice bit of capacity to them. And they don't generally put too much of a struggle on the tractors. So I'm kind of hoping that this one is going to cope with it fairly well. Which have I got? Right, that one is now empty. But look at the speed that it's still tipping stuff into that trailer. That's quite impressive, really. That is actually quite impressive. That combine over there is doing what? I've made a little bit of an error. Why has he done that then? He shouldn't have gone in that far. Well. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be absolutely fine. We don't need to worry about that. So I've still got 12,000 euros, and I've barely even started this field. I've still got all of that down there to do. We're going to have a lot more grain to sell, yeah? Let's go and get the other tractor back up to the yard first. Next. That won't take me very long. Combine up in the field is very nearly almost full, and that would be it. That is completely full now. And there, he's just going to stop. So I'm going to hook this one in onto the rake right here, and then I'm going to rake this field. We'll get started on that in just a minute. But before we do rake that field, we're going to go here, and we're going to unload this combine, and then we will get the other combine unloaded as well, and then we can start doing well, we can actually we'll be able to start moving the combines down to the next field. Now, I've been giving this a little bit of thought. I am now on a new recording session, and I've sort of like I do like the extra speed. I do think that it helps. It does seem to make a bit of a difference. Why are you not moving? It's because I haven't dropped it below 80%. Right, it'll do that. It will sit there until it reaches 80%, and then it will start running again. but you've got to get it below 80% if it's not moving. Right, so we're going to take you to there. Now it's dropped below 80%. I can move forward and the combine will actually start going again in the field. So then I can do this and I can follow it along. So you'll put the spouts out. That one will come out without any trouble. I'm going to try and fill up the back trailer a little bit here. Like that. Yeah, I've been wondering. I mean, I do like the fact that we can go jollying along at this kind of speed, and it's going to keep everything moving along really nicely. But I do also worry a little bit that this is going to be it's going to be just too much for a lot of you, because I know that, you know, realism does play a part, and this kind of speed is perhaps a smidgen towards the unrealistic as opposed to the realistic, and I know that there are a great many of you that don't particularly like that. Not that I'm playing this series realistically, so I'm kind of thinking that shouldn't really be much of a problem. I'm not like going out of my way to do it stupid, and by like, I was wondering whether to have like slightly wider implements, and there's a lot of mods out there where you can have your implements a bit wider than standard, and so it's sort of, I've been thinking whether or not I should use any of those mods that have the implements set wider than they are, in order that we can get through our fields and stuff a little bit quicker. And to me, driving along with a plow or a cultivator or a seed drill that is seeding several meters out each side of the actual machine that you can see is far more unrealistic than going faster in the field. Now, I personally, I don't like that. For me, that sort of, I can get on board with the faster machines, and it doesn't break immersion for me very much. I can still, you know, I just sort of accept that we're getting the job done a little bit faster than we otherwise would, and I'm quite okay with that. But I don't like seeing this massive, great big wide machine working when it obviously, like, defies all known laws of physics, because that is defying the laws of physics, whereas just driving up and down the field a bit faster, that's not actually defying the laws of physics. That is technically possible. And this is the bit that I sort of been thinking about, is that this right here, this is technically entirely possible, whereas the other maybe not quite so much. The wider machines, which is why I'm personally quite happy with it like this. And this series is more about what I want and me playing the game my way, just to sort of show you how I used to play the game for myself, and faster and with larger capacity. I mean, the only other change that I would potentially make to this right now in order to be able to keep these combines for quite some time would be to increase the size of the grain tanks on these combines to about double what they are right now. 9,000, yep, just double them up, a straight 9,000 on the tanks rather than 4,500 would, as far as I'm concerned, make these combines a viable choice for us to keep, given the speed that they can get across the crop and so on. That would make a viable choice for us to keep these, to keep this farm running for quite a long time at this point. You know, I feel that they would be absolutely spot on perfect for keeping everything going for probably until we've got like another 4 or 5 fields. You know, by that point I'm hoping we'll have made a decent pile of money. Now I'm going to go that way, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to have the AI on like that, and then I'm just going to press H into there like that, and he's going to go into the crop like that, and then he's going to measure the field, and then he's going to go on in a little bit more, and he's going to get to the corner, and he's going to lift and turn, and he's going to go herring off up the side of the field up there and get some outside rounds done on this field. And this is where the larger capacity tank would really come into its own. That would make a huge difference. I'm not aware, you know, like we've got the mod now where we can alter the speed of the vehicles, right? I think this is, I don't know why I'm stopping you. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and it works really well. Keeps everything going, and it really does actually seem, I know it's fast. I'm not going to lie, that is definitely fast doing that, and it's a little bit unrealistic, but we've got the harvesting done. Yeah, we've done some harvesting. We're not sitting here staring at the same job for an entire week, which is now what it's going to be getting to with, as you know, as we're buying up more land. And this is always a concern of mine, is sort of keeping things moving, keeping things flowing, and I would very, very much like to be able to keep it all moving and keep it interesting. Because quite often I have gotten like bogged down with in a lot of past series. I spend too long on each job, and I don't like doing stuff off screen. Like, very occasionally I've done stuff off screen, but it's not a choice that I will take willingly. It's not something that I like to go and do. I like to do everything on screen. I like for you to see what's happening. I want you to see the game. I want you to see what I'm up to. And besides, I don't actually have a great deal of time for doing everything off screen anyway, which just means that it's easier if I could do it like this. Now we'll let that little bit drop into those trailers. I want to fill these trailers right up because I want to see how this tractor can cope with dragging around 2 full trailers. I mean, we're going to be running them straight up the road to the inn, isn't it? To get them unloaded anyway, so we don't need to worry about it. The other one is already filled right up. And see, there, that's the full grain tank. So yeah, we've got this speed mod where everything is sped up. Is there a mod that will allow you to adjust the capacity of grain tanks, like just as a mod, like you can do it in game? Because like this one, instead of having to go into the XML files and alter the speeds of the machines, we don't need to do that. We can just we go into the shop and we alter them like that. It's absolutely fantastic, right? It's so much easier doing it this way. Now, I'm wondering if I should have 2 combines working. I'm going to do 2 combines on separate fields for this one. This one's going to go into this field in here. So I'll do that right there. You're going to go into this field, and that one's going to stay in that field up there. So let me just back out a little bit like that and go there. And then he's going to go into the field here. Right, so that one is way off around that field there, and he's going to do an absolutely fantastic job of it. You are already done in there. Well, you're not done. You're doing in there. This one we're going to run around here. Now, at the moment, he's alright, and he's pulling 28,000. We've got 42 that we can put into these trailers. I want to fill them right up. I want to fill these trailers to the very brim before we go and drag them off anywhere. We should be able to fill these trailers up, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to come back and get more after that as well. Take that all the way down and get that sold. So let's go to you up here, and I'll fill the back trailer just while we run down through this bit, and then we've just got the front trailer, which is a lot easier to do. And pull up underneath there like that. Now, he's stopped. The way they stop with the hired help, the AI vehicle extension, he does like go on a little bit too far, and he doesn't reverse back when he's starting up again. I'm wondering if there's a setting that I can put for that. I'm going to have a look and see if there's something I can do about that, because that might make a difference to us with the harvesting. I mean, obviously we've got our great big rake over there that we're going to be using shortly, but right, you know what? I need to kind of move out of your way a little bit. Better if I didn't jackknife the trailers like that. And then I'm going to come on round and get a bit more like this. Take this from the front. We'll put this into the front trailer, sorry. And then I've got to get over the other one. We're not going to get to that one before he stops again. Helper A has got a full grain tank, so we'll have to go over and get some of that one out just while he goes round the corner, and then we can go on some more. So, I mean, if there is a mod that we can adjust the grain tank capacity in-game, that would be absolutely fan-schmastic at this point. It would make such a huge difference to us, because it would mean that we wouldn't need to go and buy a new combine or anything like that. We wouldn't need to alter anything. Why are you going out round that way? That seems a bit of a weird thing to want to go and do, but you know, I'll run with it. I'll let you do what you need to do. We'll also put a little bit more in here. There's not much more is going to go into this trailer at the back. We're almost completely filled up on there. There he goes. Right, spout has gone away, and so now we've just got the front one. We've only got like 6,000 left that can go in here, which, considering the speed that we go across the field, that's probably gonna, like, we're barely emptying the combine. We're barely staying ahead of the combine, is what we're barely doing. We're barely keeping ahead of the speed. Like, the grain coming in is coming in nearly at the same speed it's coming out the spout. I think I probably mentioned this last week, but that is quite impressive. The speed that is coming through there, that is quite impressive, really. Let's go over to you and get a little bit off of that one. I can get 1,500 litres out of that tank right there, and then that's going to be both of them ground to a halt and unable to do any more for a little while. I think I only need to go round the edge like 2 or 3 times. Now, it's right here. This is going to be the deciding bit, is whether or not he's going to want to dive out towards me. Just there. He is going to want to dive out. There's an invisible little bit of crop that he left behind when he stopped. I was expecting it, but it's still kind of strange watching him dive off to the side for a bit of crop that doesn't exist. Is there a setting in here? Like, if we go into there, turn offset, headland, turn angle, straight reverses, turn mode, show trace, pause, collision check, active side, manual, wait during, change direction. No. There doesn't seem to be anything in there that... Hang on, I need to Control H. That would allow us to change that particular setting. So we're just got to stick with the one that we had. Now, let's just... We're already full. We're never going to keep up with these combines, are we? So, yeah, 1, 1, 2, 3 down at the restaurant. It's borderline acceptable for what we have. But it'll do. We can get enough money out of that we can... that it's worth the journey. Plus, we take 42,000 litres at a time now. This is much more like it. This is much better. Let's come on out round there and onto the road, and then go whizzing off up this way. So Helper A has got a full grain tank. The other one, Helper B, is at possibly. They've also got a full grain tank. So everyone is all filled up to the brim. The stayer racing up through here. That does look pretty swish, actually, coming up through there. Now, what I'd like to do, I want to get up here, just around this corner, and then I want to get to a complete halt at the foot of this hill, and then see what he's like pulling away, going up this hill. I'm just starting him pulling away now, and he's still increasing speed as we go into the hill. He's just dipped down a little tiny bit there. I mean, it's not much of a hill here. It is a little bit, but it's not a huge, great big hill here, is it? And then we come up into this, and that's causing him to dip down a bit. The next one over at the end of this field will be another little indication of how much effort this tractor is going to be able to put into the different jobs that we're going to be asking. Mainly, it's the grain carting. Like the rest of it, it shouldn't be any kind of a problem. There shouldn't be any issues with any of the other jobs. But it's the grain carting and getting up the hills. That's the bit where it really starts to sort of show up. So slowed right down there. And now we're going to much steeper ground here. He's down to 11, 10. So he is slowing down a bit, but he hasn't done too. He's actually not too bad pulling up through there. That wasn't too bad at all. So I suspect that, like, going up towards the grain elevator at the top, is the grain elevator, whatever the grain mill, I think actually, that going up there, I suspect is actually going to be just fine. I don't think we're going to have any trouble with it. I think that we will be able to cope with that one without any issues whatsoever. So we want to come down here. That potentially could have been a serious problem going down the hill like that. I tell you what, if that had been real life, that would definitely have made me made my eyebrows sort of climb up a little bit. I would definitely have been somewhat slightly nervous about that. Right, I got tip side back at the moment. Tip side left. That's how I like to do this. And we'll do tip side left on that one as well. And then we will go get rid of that. And then I can start tipping there. And start tipping that one as well. Right, we'll tip both of these out. We get this beautiful quantity of money come in. This will be enough money that we'll be able to go and take the seed drills back and sell them and then buy new. And I'm also hoping that we'll be able to do something with the rented equipment as well. The rake itself, I've got no interest in having that one sped up. I don't think it needs to be. It's already doing 20k across the field. And for that kind of job, it doesn't seem necessary to have that one sped up. The forage wagon, maybe a couple of K on it. Maybe we could just tweak it up a little bit faster than it is right now. But honestly, I don't think that one's going to make a huge difference either. I'm not too concerned about it. It's generally like the grunt work in the fields, like the seed drills, the cultivators. They're jobs that could take quite a while to go and do, and I think that getting those sped up is quite helpful. That's going to help things along quite a bit. Same with the combines. You know, there's quite a bit of combining to be done, whereas the rake and the forage wagon, by using the rake in the first place, we're already speeding things up a really long way. Now we've got a steep hill here. This is testing us. Down to 12k going up there with empty trailers. There's an indication of... Like, the other tractor would have struggled a lot more going up there, admittedly. But this one, he still struggled a bit, but I think he was alright. I think he did alright on that job, really. I don't think... Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. And for those of you wondering, the paid promotion notification that came up at the beginning of the video is because in the description down below, you will find a link to Fanatical. I have an affiliation with them. If you use that link, I will earn a small commission on anything that you choose to purchase. But that is all we have got time for, so if you have enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well, that would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, this is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.